Move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Wow!
Hey, Slam! My thingy's bigger than your whole boat!
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute. This is the podcast where we scrutinize and study and almost swim directly into the film Caddyshack 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor, and I am joined as always by Dan Lewis.
Hello.
And we are also here with Mike DeMaria. And when I say here, I don't mean right here, I mean Cairo.
That's not Cairo, Illinois, or Cairo, Georgia, the home of, I believe, Jackie Robinson.
No, it's the Cairo,
Egypt, right?
Isn't there Cairo, Texas, or is that Paris,
There
Texas?
probably is.
Well, I said good morning. I said good morning in Arabic. Sabah al-khair.
Say that
Beautiful.
again.
I can't. It's hard for me to say. I said it once. It's on record. Sabah means morning. Al-khair
Nice.
is good, or the good. So the good morning. And it's when I say morning, it's 5:30 a.m. here. This is called punching the clock before.
You
I have
sound
to
a
actually,
lot like 5:30 a.m. right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm laying flat, staring at the ceiling.
Mike,
And I'm punching the clock before I actually have to punch the clock.
you've traveled the world, and you're going all around. Are you learning something? Are you becoming a different person, a better, more open person? What are you doing?
Yes, I walk the desert, and I've ridden a camel around the perimeter of the Giza complex.
Wow. I've seen pictures.
Yes, and I know there's an attachment to some movie that Tom likes that has to do with Egypt.
Yes. I posted the pictures on the Indiana Jones Minute
There's the
Facebook
plug.
page.
Yeah,
Little plug there.
a lot of good.
Which is
plugs.
why I posted them in there too, as a plug for Caddyshack.
Are we getting a lot of Caddyshack plugs on that show?
I think 0.
No, we're working them back in.
Yeah,
You'll
is
see.
that right?
You'll see. We got a new season coming, and I say
Every time
Caddyshack
one of
every once in a while.
the co-hosts is in Florida or something,
Yeah, we sent them down to Florida.
yeah.
They record the hourly monsoons. Yeah, it's all good.
Mike,
Sometimes I
it's-
try to do the kind of subtle, indirect promotion where we'll be talking about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'll go, oh well, this Caddyshack shirt I'm wearing reminds me of like the deep red of that guy's beating heart when it gets pulled out of his chest. Like I kind of
Yeah.
it's not a direct ad. It's just sort of working it into conversation. That's beautiful.
I got another
I'm a
question
master.
for you, Tom. Do you tell the same stories? Do you just read, like, I know if you go see a comedian, a couple nights in a row, what sounded like an extemporaneous story was just he works through those again the next night. Are
Right.
you doing that? Are you going over the Indiana Jones Minute and repeating the stories, or dare I say, are you doing them there first and then coming over and saying, "Oh, I was at a dance and I asked a girl if her boyfriend was dead"?
No, actually, there's very little crossover. Yeah, I it doesn't even occur to me to say the same things over there or over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm there's enough in me to fill at least 2 podcasts, if not more.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm very interesting, exactly.
Yeah.
Mike,
Hey, before we get into minute 49, we're here for minute 49, but I have an excellent question from minute 44, maybe?
Okay.
43, I forget what it was. But when Mike was in, where were you before this?
Finland.
He was in Finland, yeah.
Finland, yeah.
And you mentioned, I was listening to that episode, and you mentioned that you were singing karaoke with your cohorts, your coworkers and stuff. And I don't know why we didn't ask you what you actually sang.
I didn't sing anything. I was just.
No,
I
knew that was going to be the answer.
Yeah,
Damn it.
I just was observing at that point. I was drinking
All
some
right,
Finnish
forget it.
beer and having some sausages and some potato salad.
Have you done karaoke in Cairo yet?
No,
God damn it.
but I walked the desert and thought about life
That's a
as
form
I
of
searched for the
karaoke.
staff of Ahman Ra.
There you go. Take it and you
Mike,
put it in a certain place in a certain time of day.
We don't
Sorry.
need any crossover plugs from you, Mike. I mean, it's one thing to get them from Tom all day long.
Yeah, but yeah,
Although I appreciate the effort.
yeah. Chatted with some Bedouins. That's been
Oh,
pretty
nice.
much, yeah.
Are they a chatty people?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, one Bedouin was wearing in one of those Obey hats.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Isn't that the fairy, the artist? Isn't that his guy who made the Obama
right.
poster?
Oh, is that the guy?
I think he's Obey, is he not?
Maybe, but those could have just been issued by the Egyptian government.
No, no.
Well,
This
I'm
isn't
just
that.
saying.
This isn't that movie They Live.
It's
I was
a
gonna say,
funny,
isn't it?
ironical name here, but it won't be for long.
But maybe that's how you made it as an artist. Is if a Bedouin in Egypt is wearing your hat, or you made it.
Well, it's
as
a sign that you made it as an artist, or that you didn't make it in the World Series or the NBA championships.
Yeah. You know, there used to be a lot of. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm tired. Just let's move on.
Mike is really tired.
I'm sorry, Mike. We're throwing a lot of stuff at you. It's 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
What have you had for breakfast? Tell us about everything. What kind of bed are you sleeping in? What did you do? What are you eating for breakfast? What are you doing?
I'm keeping us safe.
That's right. From
I
the
have many
inside
cans
out.
of. I have an extreme amount of cans of Barbasol in my travel bag that contains messages and whatnots in the
You've
false
gone
container.
another angle. Normally it's the Barbasol to hide it in your items for your daily ablutions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you've done the advanced spy thing of like just having all Barbasol. Like if they open up your
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
strange.
it's just a whole bunch of Barbasol.
Yeah,
Then
right.
it becomes less about mixing it into your everyday things and more about which Barbasol you're going to choose.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like it's like that the one where they keep the money in the suitcase and you have to pick the person holding the suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I go through the airport, and it just as it goes through the conveyor belt, you just see 17 bottles of Barbasol lined up in a row. There's nothing strange
Now,
here.
are any of them just plain old Barbasol, or
No.
do they all have different kinds of microfiche and things?
Each one has a different
message.
message.
All right.
Yeah.
No, each one
Well,
has
some has like decoy microfiche in it where it's like you find the microfiche and you find a microfiche display and you get it and you go and it's just old Donald Duck cartoons.
Yeah. It's either that or his plans for how to make a Barbasol can.
Right.
Fill it with mentholated Barbasol.
It's a snake that's eating itself.
and each can has another word in the message, so you got to take them all out and line them up.
Oh my
Be
God.
sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Ovaltine, a crummy
That'd
commercial.
be great if it was coded messages.
Stupid commercial.
And all it was be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Son of a bitch.
It's a crummy commercial.
A crummy commercial.
Cue the bumpus sounds.
Oh, Darren McGavin, one of my favorite actors of all
He's the
time.
king. He's absolutely awesome. Listen, we should give Mike something to latch on to, something solid. We haven't even told everybody what we're here for. We're here to talk about Caddyshack, minute 49.
Mm-hmm.
Minute 49 begins with Spaulding coming face to face with an alleged doody, and it ends with Lacey arriving at Ty's home.
Yeah. This is one of those uses of dramatic irony in the movie where the crowd knows that it's not a duty, but the characters don't know.
Right, so we get to have fun without being necessarily grossed out. Or are we grossed out? Is it gross just the idea of a fake poop?
I mean, there's something slightly gross about like a mildly chlorinated wet baby rut bar.
That actually is really disgusting. When he picks it up and eats it, there's nothing not gross about it just because it isn't poop.
It is gross.
It's like filthy with chlorine and just like that last sludge of the pool water and stuff. It's just gross.
I disagree. I'm not one of those people or persons that is grossed out by just food that's been floating in water. It's a big deal. You eat it.
Really? So you'd like
Floating
just
in a
grab a ham
chlorinated
sandwich that
pool
was floating
for
in the
like
pool?
what appears to be a couple days.
Oh,
Not a couple days. It was there for like 30 seconds.
I guess 30 seconds. They
it
drain
takes
the
a
whole
while
pool.
to drain a pool, I would think.
Oh, that's right.
Not that
yeah.
I've done it.
Forgot. Yeah, I'm tired. Leave me alone.
Either way,
Still got sand in my underwear.
it is chlorinated. It's true that the baby Ruth is not going to harm you if you eat it.
It's clean.
Right. It's just gross, though.
Yeah, it's very clean.
So it freaks out
Pipes are
Mrs. Smith. why are the Smailses like overseeing this? Again, I don't know Judge Smail's position at this country club. He's barking orders. He wants the place drained and sterilized and everything and disinfected and chop. And I don't know where, is he the captain of the club? Is he
Tom.
the president? Is he? I don't get it.
What bugs me about you bringing this up over and over again is that you know for sure you're like trying to spur discussion, but you know that we can't come up with this answer, and you know from seeing the movie that you're never going to know this answer.
I don't know that
on a basic level, he is his father helped found the club.
Right. Okay.
So there's no. He has a vague authority. He's a vague authority figure.
All right.
But you're right. I shouldn't get bent out of shape just because you're asking. I guess I don't know. I'm sorry.
I mean, I got a job to do here.
Yeah.
And just because sometimes just repeating the question, just asking it from different angles, and different situations can lead to some sort of understanding that you didn't have before.
I guess so. But I'm wondering if you aren't recycling some of your hackneyed questions from other minutes that you're hosting. I wonder if you're not spread a little thin.
He's running out of material.
It is possible. Yeah.
Well,
I almost called him Mola Ram.
Well, yeah. Well, as you guys were rambling on and on there over some just nothing, I was just thinking about. I wonder what a baby rut bar or a candy bar in general would just taste like if it was just floating in water. So maybe that'll be an experiment.
Cool water or any water?
Just any water, like just a bowl of water. Let it soak there for a while.
See, I think that's gross. It could be clean, clear, Brita filtered water.
Could that be maybe an experiment? Maybe we can.
I'll do it.
Maybe we can do
I'll
this.
I'll do it. Don't worry yourself about it. I might actually like it.
I think the candy bar, the choice of candy bar, I think would make a huge difference.
Well, we'll just do the same candy bar that they had in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know why you would choose a different candy bar.
Well, okay.
It is the most turd-like of all candy bars, let's face it.
It really is.
It has a little bit of nuts in it, and it's kind of
chewy.
not shaped uniformly like a Snickers or a Three Musketeers.
Right.
It's got little lumps and things, and it's about the right size for a human turd.
Okay, I'm not concerned about that. I'm just actually thinking about the chocolate itself sitting in water and then eating it. It might be actually nice.
Boy, I don't know.
There's some of these cheaper sort of chocolatey things have a waxy quality to them that may protect them, like the stuff you put on your car to protect it from the weather.
The turtle wax.
Turtle wax.
Like the water might not even penetrate it. It might just be perfectly
it's like
fine.
an apple that has paraffin wax on the outside of it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And the baby rut company specifically did this to protect it in case it's good, like a good watch. It's good up to 50 feet depth.
Yeah, divers. It was.
Yeah.
And so a diver can take it down and have a snack and not have to worry about it.
We might do our research and find that Baby Ruth made this very watertight candy snack for those divers that was in those big iron suits in the old days.
It was prototyped in this movie.
With the big cage in the front, like that circle.
Because they're down there for God knows how long. But here's a very high-calorie snack that'll get you through to your next meal.
Right. I did think it was funny how they advertise it as waterproof. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Water resistant up to 10,000 atmospheres.
Tells time simultaneously in Paris, London, Rome, and Stade. Philadelphia is worth.
But you were talking about the quality of chocolate, and I just immediately thought about
Bo Diddley. He's talking about the Bo Diddley scene from Trading Places. I can't help it. In Philadelphia, it's worth $50.
Burn my fingers.
Go ahead.
Man.
Sorry, Mike.
Same. You get there's a big drop off between there's high quality chocolate, there's good chocolate, and there's the real shitty chocolate.
Yeah.
When you somebody who gives you those chocolate coins, or the chocolate Santa Clauses, and they look a little different, and it's that real shitty chocolate.
Yeah.
And you take a bite of it and immediately spit it out because it's not Hershey's. It's not.
Yeah, they're not even worth the coins that they're impersonating.
This is bullshit.
Right, it's not even worth a ducat.
Yeah.
Hey, if I can give a company a free plug, there's one version. My aunt every Thanksgiving. So she doesn't even show up for Thanksgiving. She's in California, but she sends for the kids and anybody else who wants them these chocolate turkeys, which you would think would be exactly that. Like, oh, it's colorful foil and it's in the shape of a turkey. It's gonna be delightful, but it's gonna be disgusting. But it's actually really good, and I think it's See's chocolate, SEES, and it's incredibly good. And
It See's candies. Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
So
it's not always a nightmare.
turkey flavored chocolate.
Yeah, it tastes like a turkey leg.
This chocolate's actually
What are you
good.
saying that it's a turkey? I don't understand that.
No,
It's
it's
like a
shaped
turkey.
like a turkey.
Like, how big is it?
No, it's not like the size of a turkey. You can have the shape of something without it being the size.
Like tiny turkey.
I'm going to say it's like 1/75th the size of a turkey.
Can you get one where there's a small chocolate chicken on the inside, and then inside of the chicken there's a small chocolate duck?
It's chocolate. The turkey's chocolate. The chicken is caramel, and the
chocolate.
and there's a malted milk ball duck inside.
Hey, did you guys notice? So this is by the way, can I just say I really love this scene. I love this minute. Did you notice that in the slow dissolve between Spaulding swimming away from what is ostensibly a turd, there is a weird, almost Hitchcockian shot of a twirling turd.
Yeah. Or
It's almost like a
Batman
bad edit
transition,
because it's not enough there's not enough of it there that anybody would ever notice it.
That is really weird. I've always sort of, with the back of my head, seen that, but
it's like that. I think they're making a Hitchcock reference here, like the blood going down the drain in Psycho. I could swear that's what they're doing.
Spaulding is losing his mind from having.
There may be a Jaws reference there that I don't understand or recognize.
It strikes me immediately as like the old Batman, show transitions with the spinning, like this, the background is spinning and the bat signal comes at you.
Yeah,
or maybe it's like supposed to imply like the water of the pool going down the drain, like
Oh, that's a good
they've
point.
drained the pool and now Carl is standing there in an empty pool.
I'm telling you, I realize how this sounds. Okay, but the more I think about it, the more I think this is very obviously a Psycho reference.
Okay.
The water going down the drain, the twirling. They've had the dramatic music. Sure, it was the music from Jaws, but like, it just seems like there was a little Psycho reference that they got in there that they figured there's no chance of anybody ever recognizing in the history of watching this movie until just now it happened.
They were not counting on Dan Lewis on the Caddyshack minute.
Well, and just the whole Caddyshack minute phenomenon, and also that I watch it with an eagle eye. See, that's why we hired you. Anyway, it's really great. If you guys are watching the movie, check it out. You'll see it once you notice it. You'll never stop noticing it.
You'll never unsee it.
Yep.
It's like Tom in a bathing suit for the first time. You'll never unsee it.
No. I think I feel.
I think Tom in a bathing suit, even the very most recent time or the time before that, is just as bad.
It doesn't get better, no.
No. As everyone at the creepy camp will tell you.
Yeah. The strange thing about Tom is he never wears denim, he never wears jeans, unless he's wearing a bathing suit, and then he has a denim bathing suit.
It goes down past my knees.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to wear denim, Judge Smales or Tom?
Judge Smales.
Call.
I think there's a pair of jeans in my closet right now, but I don't even know if they fit. I don't like jeans. Jeans are very constricting, and they're not they have small pockets. I don't like it.
Small pockets.
Tom,
it's confining.
I have a pant recommendation for you. Let's talk offline.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
We'll take this off. We'll take this into the parking lot or something. What are we going to do?
We'll parking lot it.
Table it for now.
We'll table it. Okay.
We'll take it offline, and we'll also we'll do lunch.
Yeah, we'll take it offline. We'll shut down life support.
We'll crowdsource it. Yeah, we'll crowdsource it and we'll workshop that idea.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll spitball.
We'll wordsmith it. Yeah. Good
all right, well,
grief.
listen, we're all over the place here. So
We are.
Where were we? We saw the
We're in the
turd
pool.
going down the drain.
Yeah.
Then we don't know who it is.
Well, where were we?
What I
You know
love
where I
about the
was?
scene.
You know where I was? I was in the fucking desert. Do you know?
I feel like parts of Mike are still in the desert. I
Yeah.
think something happened in the desert.
There's, in we're used to going to a massive monument and there being all this restriction, like you can't go up to it, you can't touch it, you can't get near it.
Yeah.
Not like that here. You just walk up to it and you can start just touching the actual pyramid. Like this is the Great Pyramid right here.
That's incredible.
And I'm just
did
going
you
to
do
start
that?
walking in the other direction. And then you could just disappear into the desert and no one will come and tell you can't go that way. We just got on a camel and started riding around the perimeter. And then you see people, then from as far as the eye can see, there's nothing but desert and hills. And I could just walk and wander off there and become a Bedouin.
We don't know that you haven't.
Yeah.
Right.
You go anywhere. Usually it's like, you can walk over there, you can look at it over there, but then you got to come back this way, get in your car.
Right,
and
if you
leave.
go to Stonehenge, for instance, they give you a little pathway. Follow the path, mind the path,
Do they?
walk around it.
Have you been
And
there?
then, but yeah, you can't just go walking off into a pasture of sheep after that and just wander around.
Yeah.
Mind the gap.
I tell you, pyramid's the biggest waste of prime real estate.
On the good
Mike
side.
bought property on the good side.
So then, you said you got on a camel, Mike? It wasn't like you just saw one there and you got on it.
Nice.
Like, did you paid to get on the camel, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of Bedouins there. I just like saying Bedouin. I don't know if they're Bedouins or not. I said, yeah, I'd sure like
Probably
to get on that
offending them.
camel. And they said 200 Egyptian pounds. I said, here's 200 Egyptian pounds, and then you go ride it around the.
How much is that in American
Not
dollars, as we
okay,
refer
so
to
How
it?
much is that in 1980s Cokes?
It's 50 cents carried the 7. There's 2.
I ain't paying no 400 Egyptian pounds for no camel ride.
Oh, you don't get a camel ride.
No good looking.
Oh, the no
How's that
camel
hard riding
ride.
a camel?
Yes, actually, it's not difficult. Yeah, because it's bumpy, but at the same time,
Bumpy, certainly.
the camel sits like all the way down on his stomach for you to get on.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it gets up like front legs or the back legs go up first.
Oh, it's not even.
No,
right, like
so
a
you tip-
hospital bed.
And it's not like in the U.S. where they put your helmet on and here we're going to walk you through the ins and outs. It's just like, okay,
But the
get on
coffee
the thing.
filter inside the helmet.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
so the back end goes up, so you tip all the way forward, and you almost flip over, and then the other half comes up, and then you're like 15,000 feet in the air because I was putting on this really huge this camel.
I'm
But the-
obliged to ask if this was a Bach train or dromedary.
I have no idea what that means.
Well, there's the two humps.
Oh,
There's
right.
the one hump camel,
I couldn't see because there's a saddle and like a big
like a carpet on it or
carpet
whatever.
on top of it. Yeah,
Like saddle.
yeah. But no,
Wow.
to go back to your exchange rate, $1 is 18.6 Egyptian pounds. So,
Okay.
So it was actually
So
very,
200 is like 200 is about 10 times that.
it's about like $15 to $20.
10.
I think,
Oh
right
yeah. 10 to
seems very
15
reasonable.
bucks.
Yeah. So it's a fantastic experience for like 10 to 15 bucks. It was an hour on a camel.
That's very
Not
cool.
bad.
I'd love to go to the desert. I'd love it.
And it's cool out. So right now it's nice and cool, so it's not hot.
Now, how far you're in Cairo, the city?
I'm literally
the paradise on
looking
earth?
out my window and the Nile River is right there.
Oh
Jeez
my
Louise.
gosh.
Right on the Nile, right where Moses went in his wicker basket
Yeah.
as baby
Right.
Moses.
Denial is
have
not
that,
just a river right in front of you.
Right, it's right here.
More than that.
It's actually right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
It actually is a river in Egypt.
Yeah, but no, the pyramids it's with traffic about 35 minutes away.
Huh.
So it's in the city. Okay, back to the minute. Sorry.
I would have to duck to get into Ty Webb's house. we see Lacey approaching, and there's that circular doorway in the front of his house, and I would have to duck to get through that. And I would think that Chevy Chase would as well. He's a tall guy.
He is.
Yeah. I just wanted to note that.
Tall goon.
It's a very long intro of Lacey Underall driving up, getting out of her car. It's extraordinarily long, actually.
Yeah. Audiences would not sit still for this today.
Yeah, it's just like her driving up. For some reason, they're really established. She drives up pretty fast, comes to a very quick stop. She's got a Dijon mustard yellow Mercedes-Benz that I think is somewhere between a 78 or 79 450 SL Roadster.
I knew one of you guys was going to know car stuff, unless you're just making that up.
I don't know car stuff. I looked it up.
Oh, there you go.
I tried to figure it out. I figured it was... What's really weird now is like, and I know this is... I don't know, this is kind of obvious maybe, but I have fun with stuff like this, is that like at that time, it would have been like a new car driving up.
Yeah.
Like to me, there's no way for me to see that car that way. It's like,
right.
It's just an old car.
Yeah, it's like when you watch, like especially back then, because cars were so like blocky and squared off and long and weird, and yeah, you watch like Hawaii 5-0, and they're all these. At a glance, it looks like, oh, what a lazy, junky, kind of rundown kind of neighborhood. But then you're like, oh no, these are actually expensive, top of the line, primo automobiles from 1972.
Yeah, and it's like stuff there's a certain kind of feeling it gives you from being like a cool old car, and that's the thing, is like you can't pull yourself out of like. If someone had an old Mercedes, they're a different kind of person than the person who would have a new Mercedes.
Is that a 70s model then?
Yeah, I believe it's a 79. I noticed the little teardrop turning signal lights are about the same as I think it's a 79 450.
And that's a diesel,
Very
I think,
nice.
isn't it? Is that a diesel
That's probably
version?
a diesel car. I'm no expert.
The bumper on this car that she has looks like if it were a Corgi car, you would press on it and something would happen inside the car, like an ejector seat would pop out or something.
What's that mean? A Corgi car? What does
like
that mean?
That's a toy company,
Corgi.
and they had a bunch of like James Bond cars.
Oh, right.
They're like bigger than Matchbox cars. They're like like the size of I don't know. Size of your hand.
Size of my fist, Tom.
The size of Mike's fist rocketing towards your face.
Yeah. We can go back to like minute 3 when I was talking about the pleasure of my fist connecting to your jaw.
You haven't gotten that violent towards me in a long time.
We also talked about the way that you would have your hands gripped around his neck.
that was much more recent, yeah.
The Gene Varden
the Varden grip.
Or the Harry Varden grip.
The Harry.
But even that was more in the past tense. Like, Mike had gotten through that stage and come out the other side.
Well, but you guys you still haven't hung out like you've been talking like you're going to do, right?
No, I feel like it's right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
How hard could it possibly be?
You could almost feel Mike's hands throttling your throat right now.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm afraid I'm going to get pummeled if I hang out with him. Even like with our, family's present and stuff, who knows?
He sees it right around the corner, but that corner is like a mirage on the road. You keep getting closer to that corner and realize that it disappears and it's farther down the road.
You know what's going to happen is Mike's going to be in the desert and he's going to see in the distance Tom, and he's going to start walking toward him with his hands like ready to throttle him around the neck.
Tom,
but he never reaches him because it's a Tom mirage, and you're going to end up dying in the desert, and they're going to find you with that thing around your head and just bones.
Yeah.
And somehow it'll be my fault.
You'll be there like Chester Copperpot with a picture of Tom.
I told him I had the camel get down so I could get off it, and I just took my sunglasses off. Tom? I started just walking off into the desert with my hands outstretched.
Is that you, Tom?
The camel's like, I don't know. He just got off and said he was talking to his friend. I don't know.
Tom looks like he's on the other side of this lake, and I'm going to go get him.
I'm going to swim, get a little drink from the lake, and then choke him.
A little drink of water.
Using the ever famous Varden grip.
Yes. The interlocking Varden grip.
I'm going to choke you out in the Sinai Desert.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And we found him dead in the sand with his hands locked in a Varden grip. We don't know why.
What are the odds? What are the odds that I'll find the staff of Ra and Tom in the desert on the same day? My lucky day.
Be famous.
I think Tom himself could be mistaken for the staff of Ra.
Yeah.
Couldn't he?
That's right. The staff is just a
If
stick.
the light goes through his pallid eyelids in just the right way, there could be
Yeah, and
Put me in a certain place in a certain time of day.
his translucent,
I'll take a nap.
opalescent skin.
and if the staff of Ra was shaped like a potato,
Right, yeah.
Like a fingerling.
a fingerling
Yeah.
potato
Take a
Like
fingerling
the
potato.
largest fingerling ever grown
at the county
at the
fair.
county fair.
You put a
The
giant
Cook County Fair.
wheel of Gelt chocolate on top.
Can you imagine what a nightmare the Cook County Fair would be?
Oh man. Hey, I saw Bob Dylan at the Michigan State Fairgrounds about 1992.
Yeah.
God,
It was
really?
weird. I
That
sat
is
on a
weird.
hay bale and watched Bob Dylan with like 15 other people
Not as
at
not
the
as,
Michigan.
Yeah, not as strange as seeing Ricky Skaggs at the very same stage.
Did you?
I saw Ricky Skaggs. My dad liked Ricky
At the
Skaggs. He liked country music.
Your dad did?
Yeah, an Italian immigrant
An
who
Italian?
loved country music.
Jesus.
Took me there.
I never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, well, I did.
That is weird.
He was like a sort of like a spaghetti western, but backwards. He was western spaghetti.
He came here and he kind of gravitated towards the country music, fishing. He used to sing
That's
that song,
interesting.
I Love My Truck. You remember that song? I don't
I'm
remember who wrote
Is
it.
unfamiliar
that Tom
with that
T.
one.
Hall?
I don't know, I love my truck. She's a right outside. I love my truck. She's a right outside.
I never heard that one.
Yeah, my dad would get me up at like 4 a.m. to go fishing in
That's Glenn
Ludington.
Campbell, right?
What?
The song. I just looked it up.
I love my truck.
Oh, really?
I love my truck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was me. Yeah. Italian immigrant, country music loving dad. I'm going to move to the U.S. and I'm going to learn to like that country music.
That's the American story right there.
Come and get a cornbread.
Now, see, I was born here and I haven't learned how to like country music. I've had my whole life to learn how to like country music and it hasn't happened. That's not entirely true.
Don't you
some
like
country
old country music? Though,
music. I do
Tom,
like some
Hank
old country
Williams?
music. Yeah.
Yeah, it's impossible not to like that stuff, I think.
Yeah.
And Patsy Cline, what about Patsy Cline there, Tom?
Sure. I'm the best dressed beggar in town. The best dressed beggar in town. I don't even know who sings that. Somebody put that on a tape for me once. And it's one of those nicest songs I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, all right.
Look that up. Somebody look that up. I want to know who sings that song.
Best dressed beggar in town?
Yeah. Well, I got me my watch and my gold diamond ring. Got on my new suit of brown.
It's a guy named
I'm
Carl
sitting
Smith.
on your doorstep, pining for your love. I'm the best dressed beggar in town.
And then it starts boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, 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 chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, the best dressed beggar in town. Yeah.
Carl Smith.
Carl Smith, really?
Yeah.
It would take weeks to find that
A
out.
catchy name. Carl Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. Carl
Right.
Smith.
I'd give anything to be Carl Spackler.
Boom,
Hey,
chicka
speaking
boom,
of,
chicka boom, 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 chicka boom, chicka boom.
Carl Spackler's in a movie, isn't he?
What?
Well,
He's a character in
I
a
do
motion
love him
picture.
this is one of my favorite Carl Spackler parts, in fact, where I just
Yeah.
love how he holds it up like triumphantly, like, it's here. And
big
he's like,
deal.
I don't know, what's the big deal? I don't, and he just takes the bite. And
starts
along the way, he
examining it.
chews it and looks around like
Yeah.
what?
Kind of camel-like, if we want to bring it all together. He's like kind of chewing his cud, kind of.
Yeah. And he likes every unclaimed, like he eats every unclaimed candy bar that he finds. It's just a matter of, this just
This is
happens to
probably
be where he found this one.
Yeah, this is probably like, on that scale, it's probably like one of the cleanest, like least sullied found candy bars he's had. You know, the rest are probably like in the dirt.
You could hear the conversation. Like, well, just let us know if you find any fecal matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You hear that conversation?
It's like in that low golf voice.
Yeah, it's almost that same kind of overdub, Mike. You're right. There's this thing of like, oh, just, there could be some fecal matter on the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it also happens before when Spaulding says, doody, and swims away. There's a sort of like collective, there's like a group of like 11 people in ADR going, oh, it was just a candy bar. Like they have this kind of like, oh, that was hilarious kind of thing. If you listen
Wait, you're saying
closely.
that people in the movie are saying that it's a candy bar?
They're not saying that it's a candy bar, but they're sort of laughing and clapping in a way that sort of suggests like, oh, that was funny. Oh, that was a close call.
Yeah.
There's this. It's not really like there's no real terror left. It's almost like it's there just to diffuse whatever terror was there.
But he swims away furiously. He puts his head in the water and just starts pumping his arms.
Yeah, he goes into a like Olympic trials.
He goes right into Mark Spitz.
Matter of fact, you might be able to beat the record if you put a doody in the pool, like at the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you might be able to speed him up.
Like
that's neither a carrot nor a stick in a way. It's like it's a reverse carrot where it's behind you.
It's like it's the reverse one, but it's like the at the races when they have that like electric rabbit that runs across the that shoots out of the gate and the horses chase it.
There's an electric turd that follows
Bugs
the guy
Bunny falls in
swimming.
love with it.
Yeah.
Everyone's chasing the electric turd because they love electric turds.
And swimmers don't know the difference between a real turd and an electric one.
They're so stupid.
Or maybe
So
it
they
was-
just they just take this electric mechanism and they affix a Baby Ruth to it.
or maybe it's the dog. Is it the dog track? They would have that little
It's the
rabbit.
dog track.
Yeah,
the rabbit
I
would be on like
only
that.
know that from Bugs Bunny.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a Bugs Bunny where he fell in love with the electric rabbit
Oh, there is?
on the track. Yeah,
That's almost
And he-
Pepe Le Pew territory.
yeah. I mean, he handled it differently. He wasn't like trying to woo her or anything, but he was
Well-
like, "Hey, baby," and like chasing her and
Did we-
stuff,
did
and like
we
he's like
talk
beating
about-
all the
did we-
dogs because he's like chasing after it so
Did we
fast.
talk about Pepe Le Pew in a previous minute?
I don't think so.
About him being
He's trying
like,
to sexually assault that other...
Yeah, he was like a rapist.
It's really gross.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
he does not
Yeah.
take no for even a consideration.
That would never be allowed now. I mean, that's really insane.
it was a different time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But then I sometimes think about this because, like, if we said that at the time, then I think people would see us as like these like hopeless social justice warriors. Although it seems completely obvious now that it's a totally insane cartoon.
Yeah,
right.
So it makes me
Yeah.
wonder about what social justice causes are happening now, which I maybe feel are like, oh, I don't know about that, and yet later on I'll just be on the wrong side of history.
Right.
I don't know. I'm genuinely asking this question.
he is. You're not wrong.
You are not wrong.
No, but you guys got it all wrong. I am wrong. I just don't know where I'm wrong.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I have no
so
idea
I am
what he's
wrong.
saying.
I'm just trying to be polite. I don't know what he's saying
Right,
either.
but you can't just use "you're not wrong" for every situation, especially this situation.
It's
where
worked so far.
My whole point is that I'm wrong. I just don't know where I'm wrong.
Still,
He needs
you might
help
not be wrong.
identifying where he's wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think just don't be like Pepe Le Pew and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm not like Pepe Le Pew in any way.
Now, would that be? I'm going to get in trouble. But
I bet.
would that be? I mean, the whole point of every single Pepe Le Pew was that everyone thought he was a skunk. Or no, wait a minute, he was a skunk.
But he's a skunk.
He
But
is
she's
a skunk,
cat.
but he's in love. Oh, gosh, that's bizarre.
And what happened-
So yeah, he's
it's
only in
really
love with
weird.
them because he thinks that they're skunks.
Yeah, the paint.
Yeah, like,
it's every episode is the cat gets painted on accident or something.
accidentally.
Oh, my
Someone's
God.
painting a fence, or there's some mechanized thing that's painting something, and she accidentally walks through it.
Does that happen in
puts-
every single one?
Yeah,
Every single one.
God, that's weird.
Yeah.
And so because of that, he thinks that she's a skunk, and that's making him amorous.
Right.
And so, okay, is the only reason that she's not into him because he's a skunk?
Okay, no, I just figured
I
it
don't know
out.
if that's the only reason,
I
Tom.
just
and that
figured
might
it
be
out.
Okay, what?
The guy, the creators of this are like, it's the most misogynistic thing, and it's blaming her for wearing something that makes him crazy.
Oh,
Right.
Jesus.
It's like
Exactly.
the whole thing, like it's like the whole, if you don't want to be harassed, then don't dress like that.
Right.
I mean,
right.
why would her looking like the same species as him constitute being dressed in a provocative way?
It's just a way of saying that. Oh,
I see what you mean.
You've allowed yourself to get the white stripe, and now look at you.
Yeah, so in
Right.
other words, like a woman showing some leg or showing some ankle might be
Yeah.
a reminder to you that she's from the same species, if you know what I mean. And
It's the centuries old. It's the centuries old technique of blaming the victim.
right.
Right. She brought this on herself somehow. Even though I don't think the cats in those even were aware that they had a white stripe on them.
No.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
female cats that he was after, I don't think they even knew that they had the white stripe. And so to them, he's just this creepy guy coming at them constantly.
That cat would hide, and I know cats, and that cat would hide and clean itself off before it could do anything else.
Right.
So she just goes, I don't know where this very rapey skunk came from.
This very rapey skunk. And also it sucks
Terrible.
because, I mean, beyond being a stalker, he's also a cartoon character, so he's got like this sort of mastery of time and space where he can just appear anywhere. Like she'll lock herself in her apartment or something, or in a tin can or something, and he'll just be there, trying to pitch some woo, and it just never ends. You can't get away.
Yeah.
It's gonna make me anxious.
I think what he's doing is a lot more than pitching woo. It's frankly, it's presidential level sexual assault.
Well, I will say I don't think he ever sealed the deal in any of those. I think it was constant.
Dan, he's our president now, and you just have to accept that.
And did we forget that he is a sexual? He's a sexual deviant assaulter.
Yes,
that was before he was president.
When the ballots are counted, there's a clean slate, and now we just will give him a chance, and the new way of governing by executive order might just be a good thing.
All right.
Sure.
Well, I'm not gonna condemn you for your politics, Mike. I'm not.
That's big of you. You're gonna ignore that white stripe going down his back.
I'm just saying, it's funny. It's just, Pepe Le Pew came up, so it popped into my head.
I exchanged a little money today, and I went to the bank and exchanged the money, and you have to show your passport when you exchange money. And the one place I was at, and he goes, Trump. And I go, and I just I didn't say much, and then he goes, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he goes, the world will be at war. And I go, yeah. And he goes, no, the world will be at war. He just said it in a very calm way, like, the world will be at war.
Like he's reassuring you.
This happens from time to time. A despot makes this happen.
It was almost his way of saying, you will soon feel what it's like to live in this part of the world, and your part of the world.
Oh my God!
Enjoy.
Yeah, your turn's up.
Yeah. But hey, look, I step back. I'm not going to get political here.
It's not the time for political.
But yes, Pepe Le Pew is very rapey and misogynistic, and I think that's the message that the writers of that cartoon were saying. It was blaming the victim.
I hope so.
You allowed yourself to.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. That's.
The victim blaming.
What is the point of those cartoons? I mean, I love Warner Brothers cartoons from that era, but the Pepe Le Pew I'd always kind of fast forward through if I had the opportunity, which I probably didn't when I was watching them.
I never liked Pepe Le Pew as much as some of the other ones. I did find that quote unquote joke a little tired and sort of repetitive.
It's just that joke. It's
it
just
is
that
the
over
only
and over
joke,
again.
Yeah, and I feel like even your Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner had a kind of variation to the jokes that there was a little more room to play. It was the bebop to the Pepe Le Pew's. I don't know. I guess Artie Shaw or something, but. I did like the kind of variation of that, even though there was that pleasing consistency of, at the end of the day, you knew that Wile E. Coyote wasn't going to die.
Right.
But I do love those cartoons no matter how they are totally insane. Like even Speedy Gonzales is completely racist and weird. Have you listened?
I was never into Speedy Gonzales either. I was a Daffy guy. I was a Bugs guy.
They got like all of his cousins are like these their eyes are half shut and they're like bloodshot and they're like going, how can we get the cheese with the Busigato?
Yeah, they're drunk.
Yeah, like
Slowpoke Amigo.
Totally crazy. Speedy, how can we get the cheese? It's not good. Please cut that out, Tom.
No, don't.
Please. We'll make it a ringtone.
But I did like those cartoons. I like, the art of it and everything.
The art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, just like
some of the funniest, smartest things ever.
Cartoons are weird now. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, I have an interesting show note that I don't know if you guys noticed. I think as of minute 49, we are halfway through Caddyshack.
Oh.
Which seems bizarre. I don't know what to make of that information. I don't know if that seems like it should have happened a long time ago, or if it's way early, or what. But it's a fact. We're halfway through Caddyshack.
Oh.
I feel like we've learned nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know what we expected to learn.
We've learned nothing,
but we have not learned it.
Yeah.
Much like Spaulding.
Yeah.
That's right. By the way, a few minutes ago in this movie, a few show minutes ago, we were debating oh wait, is or isn't that Spaulding who almost swims into the doody later on? And of course, it's obviously. I mean, people are yelling Spaulding, and it's obviously Spaulding. And I don't know why we forgot about that at the time.
Yeah. I guess because it's just not that important, but it is funny that he's got his goggles on and his snorkel, and he's hanging around on Caddy Day.
He's essentially a grown man. I don't know how old he is, but he's an adult.
He's a man child.
He's got a
Spaulding
snorkel
could be
and a
anywhere
thing.
from 15 to 32. Mm-hmm. And there's just no way to tell.
Yeah.
We've talked before how he's a walking juxtaposition unto himself. He's somehow slobby, and he seems like he might be overweight, but then he clearly isn't when you look at him.
No.
Yeah, he's just gross. Yeah,
he acts like a kid, but he's clearly an adult. You don't know what's going on.
Great question.
Go ahead.
How come nobody yells shit the entire time this fake duty is in the pool?
Mm-hmm.
It's always duty.
Duty.
Which I actually like. I think duty is an incredibly funny word.
It's hilarious.
But do you think that's the only reason they don't yell shit or anything else?
What's the reason?
It's just that duty is a funny word, and it's funny to have people yelling duty.
Well, what would be any other reason? Look,
I don't know. It's like a rated R movie. They're allowed to say shit. It seems like an appropriate word to say at the time.
That's you can win a lot of bar bets right there. Like, what's the first nudity you see in Caddyshack? People might guess that it's Lacey Underall. People might guess that it's...
Yeah.
But in fact, it's Angie D'Annunzio's ass. It's Peter Burkrot's ass. The first nudity you see. And I believe minute 44 is Peter Burkrot's ass.
Which I think they refer to as brief nudity when it comes up in when you're going to watch something on HBO or something and it says this contains brief nudity. I think that means somebody's butt.
The BN in the book. That's the one
BN
where
next to the title.
There's not enough nudity to be satisfying, but just enough for you to look for when you're 14-year-old and you're perusing the reader's the TV guide. Mm-hmm. Like Tom.
It's just enough. It's just enough to make you feel uncomfortable if you're watching it with your parents.
Yeah, but it's totally, that if you're not going to stay up late by yourself to watch it because it's not going to be worth it. Brief nudity is not going to, get you through the night. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, brief nudity doesn't work unless you pause it at just the right time.
Yeah. But who has that technology when you're 14?
Yeah, you didn't have. We talked about it before. I think you try to pause it and then get that weird line to the middle, and it's jumping a little bit.
Yeah,
and you're just trying to. You're like it's Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and you're trying to figure out. And then you pause it, and then suddenly you're looking at Judge Reinhold in a pirate costume, sitting on the toilet, and you're just like, "Oh no, that's not what I was trying to pause."
I'm no longer moving in stereo. Life is not a dream except for my shoe.
Oh, the sun is coming up over the Nile.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I can see it.
Now, what's on the docket for today?
Time to get down there and have my breakfast of hummus and chickpeas and
oh my god,
parsley salad, handful of walnuts.
That sounds like exactly what you would have here if you went to a Mediterranean restaurant.
Yes, but
or a
yes, but
I love Lacey's. Did you notice that? To get back to the, I'm sorry to railroad because I want to hear about it, but I want to say we talked a lot about the clothes and the look. I love this era, Tom. We've talked about this before. Yep. Lacey's jeans are basically straight up popular right now. It's exactly the same jeans that that is stylish.
The high-waisted.
It's high-waisted, very tight. The blouse is off. That would not happen.
Yeah, it should though. I like it. It
should. It's unbelievable look. This movie has my favorite era of.
You know why you like it? You know why you guys like you're looking back at the fashion and the hair is because you were a kid during that time, and that reminds you
forming your
you see these clothes and you see these markers that take you back to a time when you're looking forward in your life.
Oh, absolutely.
I have my entire life ahead of me. And
I know I'm just dragging it in some bad territory here, but Tom, Mike, you're 100% right.
I am. But I'm not wrong. I'm
this
right.
This happens with these baby boomers too. They want America back in this way where they just feel like the 50s were so nice. In fact, it was awful for a whole bunch of people, but they don't realize that it's because they were 15. That's why they think it was nice.
That's why it's great. It's because you're looking forward. You're saying, I have another 70 years to be on this earth.
Yeah.
And I don't have any debt. And I don't have
I could still decide to be an astronaut if I want to be.
Right.
I haven't felt any of the pangs of life yet.
Right. So, they haven't. And then later on, when they start dealing with all this stuff, they think, where did it go? And then they think, as is people's want, who took this away from me? Why did I have to lose this?
Yeah, there's people that say that, but then there's people that are more realistic and say, well, I'm just old now. And I have to get
I'm not
up and
talking
go to
about
work.
those people. We're those people.
We're those people.
We're cursed with this kind of I'm sorry, but if it sounds a little haughty, but we are cursed with this kind of self-awareness. You just have to just say, well, screw it. That's the bad news.
I'm not blaming the loss of my youth on a minority.
Yeah.
I'm blaming the loss of youth on God and every other power source in the universe.
The natural biological aging process.
That's
absolutely right.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
And shittiness.
Yeah,
what it is, and that's how it is. That's the fact, Jack.
It's the fact, Jack. And it's
that's a bad outfit.
It's also why you think Stripes is such a great movie, because you were young.
Army training.
If you go back and look at it, you realize how fatally flawed it is in all these different ways.
It's horrible.
That is incredibly true about most movies that I love from my youth. Like, even if they're great, I know that I like them 10 times more because I was 5 at the time that they were made. Like, Jaws is a fantastic movie. You can't take anything away from Jaws, but if it was made now, I wouldn't give a shit. If it was 1975, it's the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm like,
well, you look at
I could have been a kid in that movie.
We probably already covered this, but you look at Stripes and you see that just god-awful performance at the graduation. But to General Barnaky or whatever the hell his name was, that's the exact bunch of go-getters he needs working on the EM50 project. It's like, no, that doesn't line up. There was nothing spectacular about what they just did.
That's the fact, Jack.
That's the fact.
They barely made it.
You mean John Larroquette's character?
No.
I watched Stripes the other day when my mom was in town. I said, let's watch Stripes.
Well, there you go.
We got so excited, again, because life was better when Stripes was on.
Yeah.
So we watched it, and then, I'm sitting there watching it, and we're drinking wine and eating popcorn, and I'm about ready to fall asleep, and I'm going, I didn't realize, I forgot this scene was 20 minutes long. I had no idea.
What John Larroquette lacked was razzle-dazzle.
Assault vehicle. No, but long story short is you don't blame minorities or other people for the loss of your youth. You blame the fact that, well, I guess you could blame women according to the Bible, because Eve tricked us into biting the apple, and then God threw us out of the garden.
Right.
If we were in the garden, we would never,
because it's a history book.
Right. We would never die. We would never age because we were in the garden. But because we were allowed to be tricked by a woman, we ate the apple, and he said, "Be gone with you." So that's the beginning of misogyny, and that's why it is.
Yeah. I bet what it was Eve rubbed up against a tree that had some white stuff on it, and she got it on her back. And
okay, all right. I don't know where. Wait a minute. I don't know where that came from. But
I know exactly where it came from. My mind.
I was tying it back into the God damn it!
I thought that was very well done.
You might want to cut that part out, Tom.
I don't think so.
Cut that bit out.
I think it holds water.
Tom, you're not wrong.
That's the fact, wrong. Jack.
That is the fact, Jack.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. Way to just destroy that minute. Yeah, you blew it.
It was a little creaky already.
I feel like I've really fouled up this minute.
I disagree. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm in a weird mood, and I feel like I've messed it up. And
we're all tired in our own ways.
No, you don't know tired, my friends.
No. You're Bedouin
The
tired.
sun's coming up over the Nile. I got to put this suit on and get to work. I got to go save us all.
Yeah.
Please do. Not a moment too
These
soon.
Barbasol cans aren't going to distribute themselves.
Get the Barbasol right. Is this the 3:15 train to Alexandria?
To Luxor.
I understand the pyramids are being cleaned this afternoon. My 3:15 tour has been delayed.
Is that the
And the guy touches his
catchphrase?
nose with his right finger.
Gotta hand you the, glycerin-free Barbasol can.
My friend over there thinks you need a shave.
Not this so early in the season.
Quite rainy for this time of year.
I understand the Nile is not just a river in Egypt.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Ovaltine? Ovaltine. A crummy
A
commercial.
crummy commercial?
I
Son
did.
of a bitch.
Was that a crummy commercial you just said? Yes. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
You want to know the best line in that movie is? In Christmas Story?
That's a tough call. What is the
When
best
he's
line?
she breaks the lamp, she breaks the leg lamp, and he gathers it up, and all he can muster as he's heading out to try to fix it is, not a finger!
Not a finger. Yeah, that's right. Oh my God, Tom, you might be right. I was sure you weren't going to get one of the best lines when you did. It's amazing. Not a finger. I like when he just can't contain himself. Like it's the anger is just he's trying to contain it and he can't, so he just goes,
Yeah.
sons of bitches, bumpuses. The bumpus sounds.
That is pretty
Our next door
fantastic.
neighbors, the bumpuses, had no fewer than 50 smelly hound dogs. I don't know if there's a better written movie than that movie. It's absolutely incredible. And I think because people have all seen it like 1,000 times, no one.
Yeah.
It's almost like you forget they're not paying attention to how good it is anymore, or something.
Yeah, no, that happens.
It does happen, doesn't it?
Sure.
Yeah. It's not right.
Sure.
All right.
All right, Mike's got to go save the world.
I got things to do.
I got to go to bed.
We're going to bed here on this side of the Nile, Tigris, and Euphrates valleys.
Yeah.
It's the Nile Valley, and it's the Nile River Valley, not the Tigris and Euphrates.
I'm sorry, I screwed that
Jesus.
up.
Go look at a map.
All right.
Motherfucker.
No.
It's typical American right there. Just doesn't know.
Yeah, you slob.
Stupid asshole.
Intellectual slob. Buy a map.
Tigris and Euphrates, the Fertile Crescent. Go consult your map before you go to sleep, asshole.
Go rotate your crops.
You wouldn't know a Fertile Crescent if it was
If you're sitting on your face.
rubbing up and down your face. Oh boy, get that top of that one there. Here we go.
That note.
Diddle-diddle-diddle.
What does Tom always say? So listen.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
This has been Caddyshack 49, I guess. Hey, we're halfway through this movie. It's all downhill from here, if you know what I mean. We'll come back next time. We'll hear how Mike's mission went out in the field.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll find out about what happens inside Ty Webb's house. It's going to be exciting.
Very
So
interesting.
meet us all
Who's the
back
decorator?
here.
I'm waiting to find out.
Yeah. Benihana.
Me too. Could be Benihana. Could be, I don't know.
I'm out here working for you. I'm working for all
All
of
right,
you.
Tom, keep it moving. You can't just...
Yeah.
I know. I'm adding jokes now. It's
Yeah.
so good. Okay,
You're
come back
stalling
next
and-
time for minute 50 of Caddyshack
Yeah.
here on the Caddyshack Minute, the end.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.